Okay, dear students, today we will see the topic human health and disease. Human health and disease. Health. How to maintain the health? What is health? How health is affected by different types of diseases. That's what we are going to study in this chapter. Apart from that, about infectious, non-infectious diseases we are going to study, and the immunity topic too. There should be balance. It was believed that there is balance between mind and body. It is due to certain humors in the body. What are these humors? These are nothing but fluids. These are nothing but fluids. And persons with black bile, they are supposed to get fever. This was believed so by Greek thinkers like Hippocrates, and even Indian Ayurveda system of medicine also believed in such things like humor in the body. Persons with black bile, they tend to get fever, but later this was disproved by the discovery of blood circulation by William Harvey. And demonstration of body temperature by thermometer. So, these disproved the concept of black bile. So, William Harvey discovered blood circulation, and the demonstration of body temperature by thermometer disproved that the concept of black bile or good humor. The persons with good humor remain healthy in nature. But later, biology stated that there is connection between the mind, the mental state and the body, which will be affecting the body, the mental state, through the neural and endocrine system that affects the immune system of the body, and immune system maintains our health. So, definitely there is connection between the mind and body. Definitely there is connection between mind and body. Here, mental state influences that is through neural system and endocrine system. Neural system and endocrine system influences the immune system. So, thereby there is connection between mind and the body, and immune system is responsible for the health condition that affects our health. Okay? So, we will see how our health is affected. Health can be affected by the following conditions. First one, it is affected by genetic disorders. It is affected by genetic disorders, or it can be affected by infections, and it is also affected by the lifestyle, by our lifestyle. So these are the main three aspects that affects our health. First one is genetic disorder. Genetic disorder is nothing but it is the defect found in the baby at the time of birth, or it can be inherited from the parent. That means it can be hereditary, in nature. So here genetic disorder, it can be the defect. When the baby is born, it is born with the defect, or it can be due to hereditary problem from the parent. The child may get the defect. So genetic disorders affect the health condition, or it can be infections. It can be various types of pathogens cause diseases in the body. So infections also lead to diseases in the body, or that affect the health condition of our body. Then the lifestyle, what we have, that is the amount of water and food we take, or rest and exercise we give to our body, or lack of these, or it can be lack of exercise also. These three important aspects definitely affect our body condition. I mean, our health will be affected. By genetic disorders, or it can be infections, or it can be our lifestyle, and it is a amount of water or food what we take, or it can be the rest given to the body or exercise given to the body, or lack of those two, rest as well as exercise, which will lead to certain complications. So health is definitely affected by such things. We will see what is health exactly. Can we define health? Generally we say that whenever health, we say that it is nothing but absence of diseases, we say. Absence of diseases. Whether this is health, or it can be the physical fitness what we have. It can be the physical fitness what we have. Either absence of diseases or physical fitness what we have. But health is not only these aspects. Health could be defined as a complete state of physical, mental and social well-being. Social well-being. Health could be defined as a complete state of physical, mental, social well-being. That is health. And this health can be make the person efficient. Healthy body makes the person efficient. And it is a reason for increased productivity. We can say productivity increases because of efficient work by the person, and there is increase in the or there will be economic prosperity. So, efficient person means there will be increase in the productivity, at the same time economic prosperity also will be there. How to maintain healthy condition? How to maintain health or healthy conditions of the body? Health can be maintained by balanced diet, exercise, or it can be practice of yoga. It can be due to practice of yoga. Balanced diet actually is very, very important in maintaining proper health. Then exercise and yoga. Time immemorial yoga is practiced. It has been practiced in India. So, which will provide good health. Health can be affected by different reasons. I have already mentioned about that. To maintain healthy body, balanced diet is required, then exercise and yoga also required. And what is a disease? We are going to focus on the diseases caused by various types of organisms in this chapter. Health can be affected by disease. So, what is a disease? When there is change in the functions of organs or systems of the body, when there is change in the functions of organs or systems of the body, we say that we are not healthy. We are not healthy. That means we have a disease. We have a disease. That means when we have a disease, during that time our morphological, physiological, all the functions of the body will be affected. Functions of the body will be affected. Maybe single organ is affected, or different organs, multiple organs are affected, or our systems may not be working or functioning properly, and it may be due to certain infections in the body or certain diseases in the body. And there are two important categories of diseases. It can be a infectious disease. It can be a infectious disease, or it can be non-infectious. Infectious disease or non-infectious diseases. Infectious and non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are caused by various types of microorganism. Infectious diseases are caused by various types of microorganisms. And non-infectious, among the non-infectious category, cancer is a major disease that lead to death, or it is a major cause of death, among the non-infectious category, So, we will see the infectious diseases first, then we will move on to the non-infectious diseases. This can be caused by microorganisms like bacteria, or it can be the viruses, or it can be due to fungal infection, fungi, or it can be a protozoan, or it can be the helminth, which cause the disease. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, helminth. These are the major types of infectious diseases. Any organism which causes a disease is called a pathogen, or known as pathogen. Many of the parasites which live in or on host organisms may cause diseases. These are also pathogens. Pathogen is nothing but any organism that causes or which causes a disease, that is called pathogen. Parasites, they are found on host body or inside host body. and they are also coming under the category of pathogen. They cause the disease in the host body. And usually whenever a pathogen attacks the host body, they have to survive in the host body. For that purpose, they will develop some of the adaptations. They will develop some of the adaptations inside the host body in order to survive and get established within the host body. Okay? So, here you have to focus on what is pathogen. Then we will study about different types of diseases, bacterial diseases, viral diseases, fungal, protozoan and helminth diseases one by one. First we will see the bacterial disease. Diseases caused by bacteria. Typhoid, typhoid fever, pneumonia, these two we have to study. Diphtheria, also caused by bacteria. Cholera, tetanus, these are other diseases caused by bacteria. First we will see the typhoid, then we will see whenever we study any type of disease, what you have to list is name of the pathogen. Name of the pathogen, parts affected, mode of transmission and the symptoms. Any infectious disease, important one is name of the pathogen and which part of the body is affected, then mode of transmission of that pathogen into the host body, then symptoms. Once the organism gets established inside host body, how it will show the symptoms. Usually disease is characterized by signs or symptoms in the body. Then we will come to know that there is a disease or infection in the body. First one is typhoid. What is the name of the pathogen? Typhoid fever is caused by, is a typhoid fever. It is caused by Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi is a pathogen, bacterial pathogen, is a gram negative bacteria. Salmonella typhi is a gram negative bacterium which causes the typhoid fever, and parts affected. Which part of the body is affected? The affected part is small intestine. Affected part is small intestine. And mode of transmission. How do we contract this infection? It is entering, the pathogen enters the body through contaminated water and food with this particular bacteria. by consuming contaminated food and water. Bacterial spores will be there in the food as well as water. So, when we take such type of contaminated food and water, we get the infection. That is how it reaches our body through food and water. No? So, it affects the small intestine. Then what are the symptoms of this disease? Sustained high fever. Sustained high fever with a temperature of 39 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. 39 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Sustained high fever will be there. There will be weakness, stomach pain. There will be weakness, stomach pain, constipation, loss of appetite. These are common symptoms of typhoid fever. There is sustained high fever with a temperature of 39 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Then there will be general weakness in the body, stomach pain, and there is constipation too. Then loss of appetite. Many will have a doubt why when there is a, so here stomach pain, constipation. So here intestine is affected, so digestion will be a problem. So there will be stomach pain and constipation in this infection. In severe cases, intestinal perforation will be there. That also you can add to this. In severe condition, in severe cases, intestinal perforations will be there, that will lead to death, which will lead to death. So, these are the symptoms of typhoid fever. Name of the pathogen is Salmonella typhi, which is a gram-negative bacterium, and the part affected is nothing but the small intestine, and the mode of transmission, how the pathogen enters our body, it is through contaminated foodstuff as well as water. Then once it gets established in our system, and usually the pathogen, they have a mechanism where they escape from our digestive secretions. This is called adaptation. They will survive within the system. Okay? And what are the symptoms of the same? And because it is typhoid fever, fever definitely is a major symptom in this disease. Sustained high fever with a temperature of 39 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Our body temperature, average body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ, and here 39 to 40 degrees Celsius is. So, sustained high fever, it will not subside, ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಮಾತ್ರ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Okay? Then weakness of the body, then there will be stomach pain, because intestine is affected, there will be stomach pain. Then constipation, because digestion is a problem, absorption and digestion is a problem because intestine is affected because of that. Then because of absence or lack of digestion, we can say is not digested, liver, the intestinal lining is not proper, there will be loss of appetite also. And in severe cases, there will be intestinal perforation. Intestinal perforation, karulinalli toothagtade. And that is in complicated condition and that may lead to death. Idrinda marana sambhavisabodu. Okay. So, these are the points you have to remember in this particular disease. How this typhoid pathogen can be identified? It can be identified by a test called Vidal test, Vidal or Vidal test. Confirmatory test for typhoid pathogen Vidal test. Another one is classic example for typhoid carrier. Mary Mallon, she was a cook, she was the carrier of typhoid pathogen. She has transmitted this disease to many because she was working as a cook where food gets contaminated. Food and water get contaminated. Food and water get contaminated by the pathogen. And it is mainly due to unhygienic practices. It's mainly due to unhygienic practices. Personal hygiene is very important in all types of infectious diseases. We have to maintain personal hygiene apart from food and exercise, what we take, what we do. Okay, this is a classic example of Mary Mallon. She was a cook and she was a carrier of this. She was not showing the symptom, carrier means she was transmitting this pathogen to others by cooking the food where food as well as water get contaminated with the pathogen. Okay, this is about the typhoid fever. Then we will move on to the next type of infection, bacterial infection only. Another bacterial disease is pneumonia. Name of the pathogen. Name of the pathogen. It is caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae. It is caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae. Another pathogen is Haemophilus influenzae. Haemophilus influenzae. Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae are the pathogens causing pneumonia. Parts affected. Here alveoli of lungs are affected. Alveoli of lungs are affected. Alveoli of lungs are affected. Then when you see mode of transmission, by inhaling droplets or aerosols from infected persons. Symptoms. Here also fever will be there, chill and cough, headache, these are the common symptoms. Apart from that, fluid retention in the alveoli of lungs, which will lead to breathing problems. And here in severe condition, lips and nail beds turn grey, bluish in color. Lips and nail beds turn grey to bluish in color in severe condition. So these are the symptoms of pneumonia. Symptoms: fever, chill, cough, headache. Apart from that, fluid retention in the alveoli of lungs, and this will lead to respiratory problems. And here the severe conditions, lips and nail beds turn grey to bluish in color. Respiratory problem will be there. And one more thing I would like to mention here, usually when the children start studying swimming, from the swimming pool also chance of getting the pathogen is more, infection, pneumonia. Generally we say ಶೀತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದರೆ pneumonia turn ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, because it is a Haemophilus influenzae flu type that causes the disease as well as the Streptococcus pneumoniae. And in order to control this, specific antibiotics should be given, and detection is done by testing the blood sample. This is about pneumonia. So bacterial infection pneumonia, name of the pathogen Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae. There are two pathogens. Then parts affected, it is the alveoli of lungs. And mode of transmission, definitely by inhaling the droplets or aerosol from the infected person. Then when we inhale the droplets, chance are there. Then by actually using the same utensil or any other glass items, anything, we may get the infection. Suppose it is having the droplets of the infected person, we may contract this particular infection. And definitely fever as well as chill, chali jwara anta heltaralla, it is very common, it will not subside easily, and cough will be there and headache is very common to this